If you can't tell already, I'm American. I come from the land of the free and the home of the brave. No, I don't live in that area, or that area, or that area. I'm from South Dakota.
I'm on it.
I'm on it.
I'm on it too.
Yeah. Basically the middle of nowhere. I may not, know all the city stuff about living in America, but I know all the country stuff about living in America because I've been living in the Midwest my whole life. I've lived in South Dakota, North Dakota, Nebraska, Colorado. I've been all over the place. And today we're going to be checking out the don'ts of visiting America. And I'm going to tell you how standard that is, at least where I live. I don't know much about New York. I've only been there once. And I've only been to California, I think, once. So let's just hop into it here. So today we're going to be watching Walter's World Visit America, the don'ts of visiting the USA. So let's just hop straight into it here.
Hey there, fellow travelers. Mark here with Walter's World, and today we're in Mystic, Connecticut, in a beautiful place here in the U.S. And today what we have for you are the don'ts.
I've never been to Connecticut,
because
so
anywhere you go in the world, there's things you should do, but there's also things you shouldn't do. And this video is going to just cover the U.S. in general, okay? And our first don't for when you visit the U.S. is don't touch the Americans. Look, Americans really...
Okay, we love our personal space. Yes, he's going to elaborate more probably. If you go up and shake a person's hand, honestly, that's not that crazy. We don't do a lot of hugs here, I'd say, is kind of the thing that I think he's going to get at. We really do like personal space, and especially where I'm from in the Midwest, we have a lot of it.
like their personal space. It's like they have a bubble around them, and if you get too close to them,
Oh yeah, no, that
they feel very,
that should make any person
very
uncomfortable though.
uncomfortable. Okay, so make sure you give them a little distance when you are there, because I know when I go to Italy and Spain and stuff, people are like, Mark, how's it going? All this stuff. And my American friends sometimes go, wow, they're really, really affectionate. Like, that's just how it is. Here, space is key. The second don't I have for you is don't count on public transportation. Look, when we were in China and we were throughout Europe and South America.
This is really true. So in places like New York and the big cities of the area, there's obviously the metros and all the train stations that go around. But where I live in the Midwest, we have trains, but they're not used for transportation. We have trains for like coal and all the stuff. Trains are huge here, but obviously not transportation. And everywhere you go, you drive. I mean, I was driving right now. I was driving at the age of 14, I believe, is what the South Dakota law was. I had my permit, and then I could drive on my own at about 16. So I've been driving pretty much my whole life, and I know some of my cousins have been driving tractors since they were 8, and four-wheelers and all that stuff. But public transportation is really not a thing, especially the more rural areas you go. You can take a train, Eric, because I've taken a train from Boston to New York. So you can take trains areas, but that's East Coast and West Coast. I'd say when you get more in the middle, again, where I am, non-existent. We don't go on trains at all.
We took trains and planes and all kinds of stuff to get all over the place because public transport is really developed. Here in the U.S., you cannot count on public transport to get you a lot of...
On the airport.
Yes, in big cities like...
Obviously, airport travel sucks anywhere, but...
You can get around with public transport, and it will take you where you want to go. But a lot of towns, small towns especially, and middle-sized
like mine.
the public transportation networks are not very good. And at night, sometimes it's not very safe. So that's kind of a thing. So yes, you're going to probably have to rent a car when you come here, okay? So just have a heads up for that. And that kind of leads into the next don't I have for you is don't underestimate the size of the U.S. The United States, continental U.S. is like continental Europe.
The big thing I'm going to say about this is that every state is its own country. I'm on one of the smaller states. Hold on, I'm going to look this up. So I just looked it up, and the state of South Dakota is about these is like 200,000 over like what Montenegro is. Montenegro? I'm sorry, I've never been there. Been there. And Luxembourg. So that's kind of what you would relate South Dakota to. When you get into like New York and California, those states are huge. And Texas. And I mean, there's so many people there that you just have to take every state as its own country. You can't just visit the entire United States. You just have to visit more one area at a time for like a week. And that's what, if you're gonna, like, if you want the most out of your trip, stay in one area of the United States for a long time. Because as crazy it is to some people, I am not the same as someone from New York or California or Oregon or Texas. I am up from the Midwest where we have hockey, we have football, and it's cold. And that is it. And that's what we do. And we like to drive around. That's all we do up here. A lot of accents are different too. Like if you notice my accent compared to, again, someone from the East Coast or West Coast, I tend to talk with a Midwest accent. Like if you hear me ever say, oh, sorry, I talk with a lot of South Dakota, North Dakota people and Minnesota too. I'd say we'll all group that together. Talk with more of a Canadian esque like accent. So we'll go the and I will say, oh, sorry, bud. Oh yeah, it's tough out there. Like that's the stuff that we'll kind of do, and I'll kind of slip into it. Whereas people from, I'm not even gonna try to replicate their accents, but it's just, again, it's huge and so many different types of people.
It's huge. When you think of driving from, oh, I'm going to do, go to from Lisbon to Paris and then go up to
I don't even
Thailand.
know how far
That's
Lisbon
not
to
this
Paris would
idea.
be.
No, you're like, that
I don't
is
even know where Lisbon
insane.
is, to be
It's the
honest.
same thing when you come to the U.S. I meet a lot of travelers that are like, oh, I'm going to fly into New
Yeah, it's a
York,
long
rent a
ways.
car, drive down to Miami to see Miami Beach, and then head over to L.A. I'm like, dude, you got 2 weeks? You're going to spend the entire time in cars.
And we spend a lot of times driving. Like a lot of people I'd say from Europe have said that 1 hour in the car is a lot for them. Hell no. 1 hour is a simple day trip to go fishing. I'd say to get to my grandparents' house, which is, like a 5 day trip or something, it's about 11 hours. Or 11 hours from my parents' house, 9 hours from where I am. It's down in Nebraska. So we drive a lot and you just get used to it if you're here. But if you want to visit the whole United States, again, stay in one area where you will spend the entire time in the car. And I promise, going on the interstates through America is not very interesting, as much as some movies make it out to be.
The distances here are insane. So what I recommend is picking a region. So, oh, we're going to stay here in
Yeah,
New
like
England.
New
We're going to
England.
see New England. Or we're going to go to
Boston,
the
amazing
Southeast,
city.
go to Atlanta
I'm a
and some
like Red Sox
Philadelphia and
fan.
things like that.
Amazing
Or
city
the
to
West
be in.
Coast.
Go
You
check
can
it
go
out. Check out
whether it's
Boston and
different
New York. That
languages
was
and
one
things like that, but also
2 week trip
as
we
far
went
as the
on.
logistics things because it's so far between the places. And to go along with that, for Americans, a 3 to 4 hour drive, that's a day trip. Like my parents live 3 hours away.
Yeah,
I
my
can
parents live
literally
three and a half hours away.
drive, have lunch with my mom, and then drive back home.
That's
Guess
not that
what?
crazy.
6 hours in the car. No big deal. It's about 7 hours when we start to think, that kind of is a long drive. And we
That's
run the
exactly
entire
what I was
country.
just
And
saying.
this isn't like, oh, it is, don't forget to tip. Look, in the U.S., you tip 15 to 20% at a.
That's actually really true. And it's like the servers here don't make enough money to just live off of their salary alone. You need a tip. That's what they rely on. And it's not a great system, but it is what we have, and it's hard to change, basically.
Sit down restaurant. Okay. Now McDonald's stuff like that. No, you don't tip at a fast food place, but at
No,
a sit down restaurant where they bring you your food and stuff like that, you will tip them 15 to 20%. If you are in a group of 6 people or more, sometimes they automatically put the gratuity on there, which is really nice. So don't expect that from the fancy hotels. Another don't I have for you is don't skip out on the local food. Look, we're here in New England. We're here in Connecticut.
yes. If you're going to the big, I'd say the culture areas of the United States, like New Orleans and New York and all those types of places, don't skip on the cuisine. Where I'm at, I'd say it's pretty basic what we eat cuisine wise. I wouldn't say the Midwest has a big thing other than maybe like cheese and beer. Beer is our cuisine. I shouldn't have said anything. What am I talking about? Of course it is.
You can have lobster and clams and oh my god,
Don't be afraid to
you
try beer
amazing
when you come to
crab
the
chowder.
Midwest, I
And
guess.
my tummy is just like more. It's
Maybe.
fantastic. When I'm in the South, man, Southern fried chicken, mac and
True.
cheese, barbecue. Oh my god,
Oh
the
my
food
God.
in the
Yeah.
different regions in the U.S. are great. So don't just go to chain restaurants. When you go to your hotel, ask them, hey, what's some local restaurants around
That's
here?
a
Some
really good
locally
tip,
owned
actually.
and operated restaurants, so you can go there and check out those places because they really give you a
They're
good
going to be a lot better
experience.
than the
And I find a
chains.
lot of times those ones actually have better service than the chain restaurants because it's a mom and pop place where the owner is the ones helping you out, and that is really kind of a cool thing. Now,
Obviously, good video, basically covering a lot of the basic stuff in America. I don't know how consistent it is around the world, but yeah, go check out Walter's World. And I think he makes a lot of videos on travel and stuff. So if you want to know more about American travel, obviously go check out him. So thank you guys for watching. I'm going to get back into my normal attire. But yeah, obviously, great video. Showing a lot of American customs and what you shouldn't do when you come into the United States. I'm definitely going to do a lot more of these because as an American, I can give you insight on what you might think goes on here when in reality it really probably doesn't. America is a huge thing in media, and what you see is not the average daily life. If you're looking at obviously like Hollywood and all that stuff, that's not average American life. So I'm going to definitely start reacting to more of these and tell you just exactly what I think of them. So thank you guys for watching. Make sure to like, subscribe, comment, and ring the bell. And I'll see you next time. Adios.